invitation to explore life, to live life, a place where possibilities become endless and inspiration is all around. Where art is shared through the senses and in all its forms. And every hand has a unique story to tell. A place in which every flavor is a journey and a chance to connect with where it all began. And through every doorway comes the possibility to experience the unexpected. A place where there's life underneath the stars. And dreams, well, dreams become life itself. I once dreamed of a place like this. With so much life, it has a heartbeat of its own. San Miguel de Allende, the heartbeat of Mexico.
Compadre, mejor lleva tu adrenalina a las alturas.
Juégale en Play Doh.
Bienvenido a la cima.
Donde juegan los mejores. Y como dice un buen amigo, apuéstale, mi rey. Play Doh. Entra a ganar.
Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Haz match con tu forma de vivir. Con nuevas experiencias. Con tu forma de divertirte. Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Hace match con tu mundo. Descubre más en banorte.com/One Up. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Entonces, Cristian Rey, ¿cuál es la clave para ser un buen apostador?
Debes tener un límite en tu bank, nunca sobrepasarlo.
Apuéstalo todo, apuéstalo todo.
Tienes que moderar tu tiempo de juego.
No le hagas caso, tú apuesta.
¿Y cómo haces para callar esa vocecita que te dice lo contrario?
Debes jugar en la mejor casa de apuestas.
Play Do It, comprometidos con el juego responsable.
Ese poncho, ¿qué se siente ganar en Play Dewey, carnal?
Con madre. Yo ya jugué en todos lados y me quedo con Play Dewey. Play Dewey. Entra a ganar.
Ese poncho, ¿qué se siente ganar en Play Dewey, carnal?
Con madre. Yo ya jugué en todos lados y me quedo con Play Dewey. Play Dewey. Entra a ganar.
¿Sabes por qué Nómina Banorte te hace más fuerte? Porque encuentras todo lo que necesitas para cumplir tus planes, tener ventajas y hacer que tu sueldo rinda más. Es la nómina que te hace más fuerte, porque te ayuda a ahorrar, cuida tu tiempo y simplifica tu día. Donde y cuando nos necesites. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México. Tu tarjeta de crédito Banorte es más que una tarjeta, es toda una experiencia. Para ver a tu banda favorita de toda la vida en primera fila, para sentir la adrenalina de apoyar a tu equipo en vivo, para emocionarte con tus historias favoritas. Hay una tarjeta de crédito Banorte para cada decisión de tu vida. Solicita la tuya y disfruta de todo lo que te gusta y más. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Todos nos gusta que nos valoren. No importa si es a través de un gesto, o puntos para comprar, certificados de regalo, artículos gratis y viajes.
Con tus tarjetas de crédito Banorte, tus decisiones tienen más beneficios. Disfruta del programa de lealtad más completo. ¿Y tú, qué tarjeta de crédito Banorte necesitas? Emma prefiere viajar que ir al banco. Eric compra en línea todo y le gusta hacerlo seguro y sin riesgos. A Tere le gusta esperar las promociones, no las tarjetas. Y Miguel necesita beneficios por cada. ¿Me lo compras, pa? Con tu tarjeta de crédito Banorte, tus decisiones tienen más beneficios. Solicítala y maneja todo desde tu celular. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Al podio se llega gracias a la tecnología, pero también gracias al corazón que pones en cada carrera.
With 13 obstacles, a triple combination, a double combination. This is fence number 1. We start on our title partner fence of GNP Seguros. Let's have a look. Got the heights and the width as well of the fences here built in this track by Guillermo George and his team. Our course designer, of course, the technical delegate this year at the Paris Olympics 2024. And it's an easy start, a 140, 145 height. Not such a wide fence. Fence number 1 of GNP Seguros. And then we continue. Here is, by the way, Guillermo George, our course designer. Then we continue to our second obstacle. Easy starts here. Oxer of GNP Seguros, 140, 145 high, the 3-star Grand Prix 2024. And then we go and make our way to the second fence in the course. Beautiful decoration. The fences here in San Miguel are beautifully decorated. Our second obstacle, the second fence, is a vertical with the beautiful colors. It's a massive fence here, fence number 2, and Then we go to the first related distance after this second beautiful vertical. It's a vertical on a height of 1.45 m in the early stages of the course of this 3-star Grand Prix GNP. So kudos from the Oxer of GNP to this second vertical. It's a really massive fence, you know, beautiful plank there underneath, but a massive fence, massive pillars. Dear this second element in the course of Guilherme George and his team for the Grand Prix GNP. And then we go to our third obstacle. After the vertical number 2, around about 5 strides to the Oxer number 3. An Oxer with a width of 1.55 m, 1.45 m height, and around about 5 strides. Of course, everything depends on the horse-rider combination. One horse is not the other horse, so it all depends, you know, how you come before that vertical number 2 and how you make your way to the third fence in the course of Guilherme George. Fence number 3 in the course, so it should be like rideable on the 5 strides. Is Oxer number 3, an Oxer on a height of 1.45 m and a width of 1.55 m. It's a pretty wide fence when we have a look. Pretty wide fence, 1.55 m wide, but it is a 3-star Grand Prix. It's a battle for points on the Longines ranking, and with a prize fund that is remarkable too in this final of our 3-star series. Fence number 3, 1.45 high, 1.55 wide. And then we go to our first combination fence, the combination of GNP. So kudos, our title partner of the Otomi Horse Show 2024. So after that 1.45 m, 1.55 wide Oxer, we go to the combination. The combination of GNP Seguros, we come in on vertical, then we jump out on an Oxer, vertical on a height of 1.48 m, and then there is a wide Oxer to come out, an Oxer with a width of 1.55 m, 1.45 high to come out, and it's towards the short side with a beautiful, beautiful scenery of San Miguel de Allende. 4A and 4B of our title partner GNP Seguros. 148 high vertical, and then to the 155 wide Oxer to come out there on the second of the double combination. And then we go from fence number 4AB to the Oxer of Banorte, one of our titles partners as well here of the Otomi Horse Show. The Oxer of Banorte with a width of 1.60 m, very wide Oxer there of Banorte, and then we turn right-handed to a very open fence, optically a bit difficult as well. Our cameraman is going there as we speak, the Oxer of Banorte, and then we go to fence number 6. Fence 6 is the wide vertical, a high vertical as well, on a height of 1.55 m. That's fence number 6. Of the team of Colnade. Wide vertical and optically difficult because the course designer, you know, plays these days with technical elements. There he is, Guilherme George, measuring the distance as we speak, because of course, according to that distance and to the speed required in the first round, we calculate the time allowed. The time allowed is crucial to keep in mind in a Grand Prix like this one. Open fence with horizontal lines on the poles of fence number 6 there of Colnade. And then we go from that vertical left-handed. We follow Guilherme George with his measurements to the triple bar there in the back. Triple bar, that is fence number 7. A very wide fence, of course, a 1.90 m wide. Triple bar, the beginning of an interesting line. It's good for the physical condition as well along the course. Okay, let's go to fence number 8. Triple bar there, away from the short side of our beautiful arena here at Otomi. Triple bar on a height of 1.50 m and width of 1.90 m. It's of course a very wide fence, a triple bar. And then we go on a relative distance to the Oxer number 8 in a beautiful Mexican theme. The Oxer number 8. It's not such a wide Oxer, it's a 120 wide Oxer, but it's a high Oxer, 150 high in this 3-star Grand Prix powered by GNP. And interesting to know as well, the course designer chooses here for a flat color in the poles. It's a beautiful fence, beautiful decoration, and a flat color in the poles. We see that on other fences as well. Horses can make like a more accurate judgment when a pole has different colors next to each other. Here it's just like one flat color. Optically a bit more difficult for the horses to make an accurate idea of that fence here, fence number 8, with a beautiful headster of Otomi, 148 high and 1.20 m wide. We had a double combination on 4AB of GNP. And then we have a triple combination towards the end of the course of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. An interesting line from the triple bar to the Oxer number 8, not so wide but high. And then we go to our triple bar, to our triple combination, 9, A, B, and C. Riders talking about the distance, talking about the height, the technicality of the course of this Grand Prix GNP Seguros. And then we go to our second combination fence. Course designer Guilherme George, one of the best in the world, chooses for 9 ABC as the triple combination in this course for the 3-star Grand Prix. We come in on an Oxer, and then it's 2 times a vertical to come out. Let's have a look. Advance 9A on a height of 1.45 m, 160 wide. Then we go on 11.5 meters to the second obstacle, that is fence number 9B, and then 9C on a height of 1.50 m. This is tough. This is a delicate element, always delicate element, and you turn away from the short side, and then there is this triple combination. Look how wide this fence is, 1.60 m wide to come in on a triple combination, and then we go to a 9B on 11.5 meters, 150 high vertical, and then once again a 150 vertical to come out of that triple combination, 9A, B, and C. Also in a beautiful theme with the guitars in the wings. Once again, the decoration is impressive. The triple combination 9A, B, and C. So 160 wide Oxer, then 150 vertical, then it's holding back to that third element to 9C on the 150 high vertical to come out of that triple combination. And then from the triple, we turn right-handed. We turn right-handed to the Oxer of the Mexican Federation. Right-handed, behind the Oxer here of GNP Seguros, to fence number 10 in the track. Fence number 10, that is the Oxer in the theme of the Mexican Federation. An Oxer with a height of 1.46 m and a width of 1.55 m. It's a wide Oxer, it's a massive Oxer. You know, when you stand before fence number 10, dark colors, flat poles, and a really massive fence, 160 wide, 155 high, in this 3-star Grand Prix, fence number 10. And we turn away, we come from the triple combination, turn away from the short side, and here is fence number 10 of the Mexican Federation in the course. And we come near the end of this track, of the initial round, with a few more obstacles and a few more delicate obstacles in this track of Guilherme George. From fence number 10, look how wide that is, fence number 10, the Oxer. We go and we follow the line to fence number 11. Short line, short distance to the vertical there, the black and white vertical. Here once again, not only the technical part, but also the optical part plays a role on the scene of this line. I think around about 4 strides between the Oxer number 10 of the Mexican Federation and here fence number 11. Once again, an open fence. You know, where courses in the past were built with very massive fences, heavy material, lots of poles. It's an open fence, optically a bit more difficult, and as well a flat color in the poles. All elements where the course designer nowadays plays with in a course of a Grand Prix like this one. This is a vertical on a height, let's have a look, of 1.50 m, 1.55 m, near the end of this, of course, of the first round of the Grand Prix, because it's a course with the 2 rounds. It's a Grand Prix with 2 rounds. The Grand Prix GNP, it's a table with a jump off, and this is fence number 11. After that massive Oxer of the Mexican Federation, short distance on fence number 11, the vertical here of the team of Ilan Federer Stables. And then it's not finished yet. It's not finished yet. We go to fence number 12. That is a vertical with a water tray underneath. It's a vertical of Cadillac. So from the triple combination, right-handed to the Oxer of the Mexican Federation, 4 strides to an open, a high vertical, and then it's to the vertical with a water tray underneath of Cadillac, and then we finish there at our big LED screen on the Oxer of Otomi. From the vertical of Cadillac, left-handed there, the riders have a bit of an option, because of course they cannot take as much time as they would like. There is a time allowed, there is a time limit based on the distance, based on the speed required in the first round. So here they have an option after the vertical to turn before or after fence number 8 there with the Mexican theme to our last obstacle, that is the Oxer there of Otomi, that is our blue Oxer. Let's have a look at the the technicality of that fence. It's a fence 160 wide and 150 high. The last obstacle in the course, a massive axer to finish this track of the Grand Prix. And that's it. The Grand Prix, yeah, let's have a look maybe. Let's have a look at the fence, of course. The Grand Prix, GNP Seguros, a 3-star Grand Prix here in San Miguel de Allende. Our last obstacle, our last fence, the beautiful blue axer of Otomi. 150 high, 160 wide, a massive fence to conclude this course of our 3-star Grand Prix. Fence number 13, 13 obstacles, triple combination, double combination. This is a track for the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, our 3-star Grand Prix here in the San Miguel de Allende. So, we're building up, ladies and gentlemen, towards the start of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros. Once again, a very warm welcome to the Otomi Horse Show, a very warm welcome here in the beautiful city of San Miguel de Allende. It's going to be an afternoon with amazing sport in a 3-star Grand Prix here during the Otomi Horse Show, the greatest show of Mexico here in San Miguel de Allende, the 3-star final powered by GNP Seguros.
I once dreamed of a place like this. A place waiting for me to discover it, to find myself in it. Where I can be free, where I can be me. A place where I can open myself to love, to falling in love. Where every door contains a universe of its own and an invitation to explore life, to live life. A place where possibilities become endless and inspiration is all around. Where art is shared through the senses and in all its forms. And every hand has a unique story to tell. A place in which every flavor is a journey and a chance to connect with where it all began. And through every doorway comes the possibility to experience the unexpected. A place where there's life underneath the stars. And dreams, well, dreams become life itself. I once dreamed of a place like this. With so much life, it has a heartbeat of its own. San Miguel de Allende, the heartbeat of Mexico.
Compadre, mejor lleva tu adrenalina a las alturas.
Juégale en Play Dui.
Bienvenido a la cima.
Donde juegan los mejores. Y como dice un buen amigo, apuéstale, mi rey. Play Dui. Entra a ganar.
Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Haz match con tu forma de vivir. Con nuevas experiencias. Con tu forma de divertirte. Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Hace match con tu mundo. Descubre más en banorte.com/One Up. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Y entonces, Cristian Rey, ¿cuál es la clave para ser un buen apostador?
Debes tener un límite en tu bank, nunca sobrepasarlo.
Apuéstalo todo, apuéstalo todo.
Tienes que moderar tu tiempo de juego.
No le hagas caso, tú apuesta.
¿Y cómo haces para callar esa vocecita que te dice lo contrario?
Debes jugar en la mejor casa de apuestas.
Play Do It, comprometidos con el juego responsable.
Ese poncho. ¿Qué se siente ganar en Play Do It, carnal?
Con madre. Yo ya jugué en todos lados y me quedo con Play Do It. Play Do It. Entra a ganar.
Ese poncho. ¿Qué se siente ganar en Play Do It, carnal?
Con madre. Yo ya jugué en todos lados y me quedo con Play Do It. Play Do It. Entra a ganar.
¿Sabes por qué Nómina Banorte te hace más fuerte? Porque encuentras todo lo que necesitas para cumplir tus planes, tener ventajas y hacer que tu sueldo rinda más. Es la nómina que te hace más fuerte, porque te ayuda a ahorrar, cuida tu tiempo y simplifica tu día. Donde y cuando nos necesites. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México. tarjeta de crédito Banorte es más que una tarjeta, es toda una experiencia. Para ver a tu banda favorita de toda la vida en primera fila, para sentir la adrenalina de apoyar a tu equipo en vivo, para emocionarte con tus historias favoritas. Hay una tarjeta de crédito Banorte para cada decisión de tu vida. Solicita la tuya y disfruta de todo lo que te gusta y más. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Todos nos gusta que nos valoren. No importa si es a través de un gesto o puntos para comprar, certificados de regalo, artículos gratis y viajes.
Con tus tarjetas de crédito Banorte, tus decisiones tienen más beneficios. Disfruta del programa de lealtad más completo. ¿Y tú, qué tarjeta de crédito Banorte necesitas? Emma prefiere viajar que ir al banco. Eric compra en línea todo y le gusta hacerlo seguro y sin riesgos. A Tere le gusta esperar las promociones, no las tarjetas. Y Miguel necesita beneficios por cada. ¿Me lo compras, pa? Con tu tarjeta de crédito Banorte, tus decisiones tienen más beneficios. Solicítala y maneja todo desde tu celular. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Al podio se llega gracias a la tecnología, pero también gracias al corazón que pones en cada carrera. En Banorte sabemos que las dos cosas son importantes. Por eso está en esa sonrisa que te recibe en cada sucursal. Pero también detrás de tu sonrisa cuando solucionas lo que necesitas con Banorte Móvil. Porque no importa si es cerca o lejos. Lo importante es estar presente. Y Banorte está donde tú lo necesitas.
Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
Me preguntan qué puedo hacer en una cancha, cuando en realidad nuestra vida es una cancha aún más grande. ¿Que los entrenamientos son desgastantes? Ahora imagina a una mujer con 3 trabajos para cuidar a los suyos. Cada día somos defensa, ataque, nuestra propia porra, alentándonos entre nosotras. ¿Que no puedes desconcentrarte? ¿De verdad? Cuando estás haciéndola de profesional, mamá, hermana o hija. ¿Que no jugamos fuerte? Pregúntate si aguantas una jornada la intensidad que se nos exige hace años. Cuando veas uno de nuestros partidos, piensa en tu mamá, en tu pareja, en tus hijos y piensa en que nuestra competencia es de todos los días y comenzó antes de que comience el fútbol. ¿Fuertes? No te imaginas lo fuertes que somos. Soy Greta Espinosa, soy mexicana y soy fuerte. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.
three-star competition with a lot of prize money at stake, points on the Longines ranking the Grand Prix, GNP Seguros.
Welcome along. Delighted to have you with us here. We're nearly set for the start of this, the three-star Grand Prix. So here we go. It is time for the GNP presented Ranking C Grand Prix of Otomi. This CSI three-star event, 34 combinations will start out with over $80,000 in the prize fund. 555,000 precisely. 7 different nations competing over this course track designed by the best from Brazil. Guilherme Jorge, who designed those Olympic Games in Rio in 2016, his home games, and has designed all across the globe. A tremendous lineup of stars getting ready to tackle this course. It has a time allowed set of 82 seconds in the opening round. Several of the riders have got 2, including this man who will go first. Very much part of the top string of Mexican talent in the past few years. He was selected to go to Paris, of course, in the summer of this year. This is Carlos Hank Guerrero. He's been in tremendous form. In fact, in the 5-star, which was here last week, he took that win in the big class on the final day and stood on top of the podium. The horses have been ultra consistent throughout the course of the jumping over this past few weeks. This ride actually stepping up from the 2-star last week, where they jumped very well indeed to start this Grand Prix track off. H5 Nostalgia, the 11-year-old by Emerald. Through the double. And then this looping section, really testing the balance, and it'll perhaps be here where they'll have to be a bit careful with the time. Back on yourself, round you come to the upright at 6, then left-handed to this triple bar. Went on the 9. Oh, combination just shortening up as they came out the other side, and Nostalgia having a couple of parts of that down. Is he going to retire? Because at this point he should be turning right. I think he is. So in fact does decide to retire Carlos Hank Guerrero. Retiring there with H5 Nostalgia as the first to go. But like I've mentioned, he does have another ride to come a little bit later. We'll see him. I think it's Shack Attack, without looking down the list, that he's got to come later in the draw. Hard to ever rule him out while he's still got a chance. Just hasn't quite come together there. So let's move our attention across to another. And staying, of course, with Mexico. For the second of the riders forward in this Grand Prix is another of those for our hosts, and what an amazing part of the world it is here in Mexico. San Miguel de Allende, the heart of Mexico. It really is such a tremendous place to be. Wonderful people, wonderful heritage that is part of this amazing town, and of course it is such a beautiful place to be here in Otomi, and this resort is quite something. Well, Luis Alejandro Placiana is next to go. 10-year-old gelding is called Enzo BJX. Luis, who has competed in the Central American and Caribbean Games back in 2018 as part of a gold medal winning team, in fact. This ride competed in the 2-star last week, did finish second on the second day of jumping there. I think just sort of really built the confidence. mainly been jumping at 2 and 3 star level, has done a few slightly bigger courses, but again, today I think is perhaps only their second or third time jumping at 150. And they get caught going into the combination. Well, the middle doubles it up, so it becomes 8. Tricky that. I wonder if it's the colour of the poles off that corner a little bit. I'd describe it as rustic, some would say brown. But now you get to see the final part of this course, which is this turn back at the end. And that front rail is also down, so the fences fall for 16 in the end for Luis Alejandro Placiana and Enzo BJX. It's no give, this course here on a Saturday afternoon. Just gone 3:30 in the afternoon local time here in San Miguel de la Ronde. Now it's the turn of the first of our Brazilian riders. Rodrigo Lambert is up next. Brazil well represented in this class. This 9-year-old by the great Talubet Z is called Takeoff Diarara PS. And in Germany, Rodrigo, who was part of the Pan Am Games gold back in 2019 for the Brazilians. Source has put in some good results at 3-star this year. Finished 5th in the Grand Prix in Pubella last month. Big springs, like bouncing off a trampoline from this angle, watching them go over the final part of that double. Really is. They're finding it quite short in that first part of the combination. Rodrigo coming undone in the middle. Quite a short striding mare, compact, but twists a little bit. Ends up too close. 13 is not lucky for you, so it's a total of 8, but as it stands, it's the best of the scores. It's just too early really to judge. Rodrigo and Takeoff Diarra. I'm sure there are plenty of riders watching on and thinking, I could really do have been a little bit later in the draw, so I've got time to study how this course is beginning to ride, because it really helps if you can watch on, knowing you're coming a little bit further on down the line. Augustin Lira is up next. This is the first of those for Argentina. Well represented here today. This by part of a youth medal winning team as he came through the ranks. Very much though senior rider now. He is riding Gianna Blue P is Augustin Lira. He actually hasn't jumped this horse since Pubella last month. He didn't come here we didn't jump last week. He wrapped up with a top 6 finish in the Grand Prix and that 3-star back in September, and also jumped this horse the following day in the Classic and also finished in 6th. So they've arrived here with a decent run of form, not trying to over jump the horse or do too much, but at the moment sadly he's picked up 4 already. It's be interesting to see how he gets on with the combination. 2 strides is really short, isn't it? They're really finding it really tough. It's making them think. It's going to need a lovely, delicate little stride, or 2, I should say, in the middle there. You're going to need the athleticism and the ability of yours really to prop back, stand up, and get over the middle. Well, back with Brazil, because this is the turn of Eduardo Pereira de Menez, riding H5 Knock Kando. 9-year-old mare, bred in the Netherlands by the great Comme il Faut. Eduardo, of course, who has ridden plenty of championship rides for Brazil over the years, including the games at home in Rio when he had Quintal, and more recently on Pan Am Games teams as well. This horse actually having a little slightly lighter week in some respects because they jumped in the 5-star last week. Only a 9-year-old, the mare, as I've said, and in these 3-star classes, 1m50, absolutely spot on because she's just been stepping up. Last week again she jumped a couple of the 150s and a 140. She jumped 150 in the Netherlands back in August. So it's all about just building her up and having her ready, I would think, for next year. So she's got that confidence. Very capable. I suspect he had the first part because he was trying to be tactical with the way he approached it to give himself the right distance in the middle. If he can finish it on the 4, it would be the best of the scores so far. Time is absolutely fine. We shouldn't really mention the time, but they've all been going around about 4 or so seconds inside, so really hasn't become much of an issue as of yet, at least. Eduardo there does finish on the 4, and it is just the first part of the combination that has fallen away from him. So the best of the round sits with those two. As heading on to the arena, one of 4 horses in this class between 2 sisters that will be for Belgium. First is Emily Conter, and she's riding Ocean Quality between them both. Emily and Zoe, who'll come shortly. They've taken second place apiece over the past 2 days here in the 3-star, and really on form. They jumped well, of course, last week. They've been over in Mexico for a little while now. These both superstars coming through the U-Franks in the Europeans. Zoe, who's had a run of second places in the 2-star Grand Prix, and here is Ocean Quality, who with Emily jumped in the 5-star last week. Put in some really solid rounds, including having a win in Dublin back in August. becoming a fascinating few strides in this course, for me at least. And it's going to be interesting to see how they unravel the challenge. They're all trying different approaches, different ways of just trying to make sure that they can give the horses enough space in the middle of the two. But certainly there for Emily, she also had the fence down around the corner. So it is 2. She has another ride to come. She will go again, but with Ocean Quality, it's a total of 8 and 79.78. So out of contention at the moment, but at least with those that are coming back with a second ride, they've got that opportunity to have sort of, I guess, have had a trial run. I know the horses are all different, but well, we move on. Another chance for Argentina here with Ignacio Morin. And this is Coblu PSOLD. 8-year-old stallion by Cornet Colbert for Ignacio. He was jumping here in the 5-star last week with Conchado. He actually finished in the 7th place in the Grand Prix. Between Conchado and Cortez, he picked up some good placings. This, though, as I said, it's a slightly younger horse. It's the 8-year-old member of the team. But has put in some strong rounds, certainly did well. They jumped it in some of the sort of smaller classes in Copexpan. He rode last year at the Pan Am Games on his ride Chiquitos PS, finished in 12th place as an individual. Got in now. He went to try and get in quite deep. He's had 2 down. He's going to turn left instead of right and retiring. Well, what a competition this is turning into. Someone will work it out in a minute, and then no one else will touch it. Best round is that of Eduardo Pierre de Menez. It is the score of 4 with H5 Knock Kando. That it's the best of the rounds as things currently stand. Well, we've seen assistant. Now it's the turn of Zoe Conter, another that's already had a 2nd place this week. And as I was saying a little earlier, she's been in great form with her horses. She was 2nd in the 2-star Grand Prix here last week. She was on the podium with Tombola in the 5-star last week, and has certainly been very, very strong indeed. She was also 2nd in the 2-star Grand Prix in Coet-Paxpan. That was with Dara. So between all of her horses, they've all been firing well. Louis Allen had a win a few weeks back, also 2nd last week in the 2-star. In that Grand Prix. So stepping into the 3-star this week is a natural progression, as she just had that pole down because she certainly gave it a rub, and it has gone. First fence, sadly, for Louis. despite the fact she's had the first fence down, I wonder how she'll get on with the combination, which has proved unfathomable so far, and still it is the case. Finishes with the 2 down. Vitoria Pereira the yellow now with Chica BZ. We're back with Mexico and the home talent and riders here with this map by Cantarano out of a Berlin mare, this Dutch bred ride. Still waiting on our first clear best round, still that a score of 4. Did finish on the podium last week with Elios de Marais in the 2-star Grand Prix. That ride has given him a really strong run. Chica has, of course, been around for quite a while. Been used perhaps a little bit more sparingly of late. Ooh, really had to fire up for the triple bar. Well, actually, the way this horse goes might suit this combination. Nope. Nope. What do I know? Not a lot. It's a full house. That sort of, you come off that turn, actually it arrives quite quickly, and it's a huge fence just sat there. It's really solid as well, and I just think the horse is almost a little bit surprised right at the end of the course to have that extra turn back to find there's still another fence they've got to jump. So sadly it is not to be, as we look forward though to a challenge coming for the United States now. The USA's Bliss Hears riding for Neo Desmerck, 9-year-old French-bred ride for Bliss, a lady with a lot of experience. Has gone straight over to the combination to go, look, now you see this distance here. We're going to land, we've got to find room for 2 strides, and then you've got to jump the middle part. And don't forget, there's another bit that follows. Really sensible, just having a little look. Nice big jumps, a very athletic horse. Really using its body, and that's what you're going to need. It really jumps, picks up well in front, really lifts its hind legs. Pops off the floor quite quickly. It's so important to keep the balance. She's had the chance to go and have a little look before she was in this position. Gets the first part right. Gets the second part right. Yes! Gets the third part right. Brilliant from Bliss Hears. Off clears 10. Barigno. Big fence to finish. Keeps some power in the tank, but this horse looks to be a real star. Big, powerful jumper. Clears the last. Where's the clock? Oh, we're done. We've got a clear. It was always going to come. Brilliantly done. Look at the jump. It is a clear. 80.27. A time allowed, 82 seconds. That's the way you're meant to do it. Use the time available to you. That's what she's done, and she's jumped it clear. So we have the first clear. Now it's a case of who else. And she gave the middle part of the combination the tiniest tap, but that was all. I think definitely the ability to really get off the ground, picked up so quick, really agile in the air, and she kept her balance so well through that. Now Geronimo Gimenez for Argentina, riding Conti Boy. 9-year-old by confidence out of a Tinker's Boy mare. Great to see so many people here today enjoying the sport and enjoying the show. This event very much part of the town and the region. It's going to be a long trip now. Second fence has gone, Geronimo. Not getting any easier there. He's going to retire. 3 down is enough. Doesn't think something is right. He can feel it's wrong. Conti Boy not jumping like normal. It's not just fences down. Riders know at the moment when things are just not working as they should do. You can have a great warm up and then come in and things can just go wrong and not be the same. It's knowing immediately when to say enough is enough. Well, we now have not who I was expecting. This is because the one I was expecting has just withdrawn. Therefore, instead of Anna, we have Eduardo Sanchez Navarro now with Gradietto. Combination that's had some good form of late. This is another chance there. It is still Mexico. And 13 years of age. This Dutch gelding by Cardento. He finished in the top 10 with this ride in the 2-star Grand Prix last week. He also had a win in Mexico last month in the 2-star. Can we get 2 in a row? No. For the score, just the middle of the combi down, and that between him and the clear. Two of them on 4 now, but it is a little bit quicker actually than the other 4 fault score. That may or may not help when it comes to the prize money a little later. Eduardo Sanchez and Gradier O. Bliss Hears for the USA is the one and only clear round so far in this Grand Prix. The 3-star CSI 3-star Grand Prix, the big money in week 2 here in Atomi in San Miguel del Allende. The next up, Juan Pablo Jimenez Torres riding LVS Vigo. Also here for the second week, having jumped 2-star last week. He's picked up some good results this year, including standing on the podium in the 4-star in Guadalajara. He hasn't jumped a huge number of 150s on this. In fact, I was just having a little skim back through to what I've written down, and I think he's only jumped 2 150s, or maybe 3, but I think it's 2 150s with this horse prior to today, and he's 9-year-old stallion, still with a little bit to learn, but he's getting there. Well, 2 parts of the combi down. .24 is the total, and that was within the time allowed, so sadly fences going down. Once they'd started, they kept falling, and that was Juan Pablo Jimenez Torres there and LVS Vigo with the young stallion. That Irish sports horse by Vancouver. Well, now we get to see if jumping round once can help you when it comes to jumping round again. He was first to go, which probably didn't help Carlos with his first ride. H5 Nostalgia, he ended up retiring before jumping the last. Now he comes back with H5 Shack Attack. Wonderfully named. 9-year-old by Cornet Oblensky. So, last week he was in such good form with all of his horses. He jumped this horse in the 2-star last week, so it's only a 9-year-old. He won the big class at the end on Sunday, that big ranking B class. He was in the top 6, must have been 7, 8 times across the 2 levels of jumping in the 2-star and the 5-star. Shack Attack jumped a couple of 150s at the beginning of the year with Eduardo, and then Carlos taking on the ride from April in Europe, because Eduardo was in Wellington when he jumped those 2 classes in the 4-stars in March. Actually, with Carlos, I think this is only the 3rd time perhaps these 2 have jumped a 150 track. So coming now to the combination, he'll have learnt from what happened the first time. He won't want to make another mistake, and he just made it look as easy as anybody has made it look so far. Showing the real class of talent that this young man is. Big jump over the last, safe and sound. We have a jump off. Carlos Ancarero for Mexico has a chance to win it because he's in the jump off now with Bliss Years. Bliss, of course, for the USA. So it's one for the States and one for Mexico at the moment. As we sort of just about approaching halfway through this opening round of jumping, although we're not quite there yet from what I can work out. Well, sensational news. Mexico get one of their best through. Rodrigo Alhambra is another that may be able to take from, take a little bit of learning, maybe is the right way to put it, from his first ride. That was takeoff Diarra PS, which was 8 penalties. We know the combination was involved in that. Now for follow PS, the German-bred gelding by For Pleasure. Out of a Chaco Blue Mare, this Brazil's next chance. They'll be hoping can pay off to give Brazil a chance in the jump off as well. Here we go, off and running, the first 2 fences out of the way. Really firing up towards the triple bar. Wanted to make up a little bit of distance there. Quite narrow, that little parallel. Every time I look at it, I think it's not actually that wide. Sadly, just again, a little shake of the head, he knows what's happened. That was the difference in a weird way. I mean, it was hard because with the camera angle we had with Carlos to compare it in the same way. But even when Bliss jumped in, she jumped the combi clear. She did touch the middle part. She had that tiny, gentle little rub on it. The rest of the course almost looked so simple, but for the combination, it could have been. It could have been. But it means that he sits in 5th and 6th at the moment with his 2 rides. The Brazilian Rodrigo Alhambra there finishing on 4 with 4 follow PS. So 3 of them on 4 penalties now. That one going into 5th. And of course, all sitting behind the 2 clears that at the moment jump off. Daniel Rieja G. Next, we return to the home talent. Another that's gone over to have a little nose at the middle of the combi. There's a pole there. Please pick your feet up. High. Well, hopefully this mare's listening. Tentacion LS La Silla. By Montebello LS La Silla. Mexican bred. Just picking up 4 coming out of the double. One of those competitions you just don't want to take your eyes off because you just don't know what might happen next. And then you get to this combination, which is a little bit like playing roulette. You just got to hope your number comes up. And then you might end up being the winner. Two down is enough. He knew he was in the wrong place for that and decides to stop. Bad like Daniel. And Tentacion LS La Silla there for Mexico with the Mexican bred mare. We are now exactly halfway through the first round of jumping, and we are with 2 clear rounds. Bliss Years with Feriano Desmer, Carlos Ancarero with H5 Shack Attack. Those both currently set to come back in the jump off. We are going, I think, with the way it's looking, to take a little break. 15 minutes is the usual form, and then we will return with the second half of this opening round of this Grand Prix here in Otomi, and presented by GNP, this world ranking competition here in San Miguel de la Londe. We'll be back in 15 minutes time.
We have a new leader.
Well, it looks like we're ready to rock and roll once more, because here we go with the second half of the opening round of this CSI 3-Star Grand Prix, supported and presented by GNP. A total of 80,500 US dollars are on offer in the prize fund. We started with 34. We've jumped half that opening round, with 18 having come forward. And of those 18 at the moment, just the 2 have jumped it clear. Bliss Hears and Carlos Hanquedero. One for the USA and one for Mexico. Now for Brazil's Bruna Cavallero, Hubert B. for this 12-year-old gelding by Verdi Tien. The course set by Brazilian course designer Guilherme Jorge. More than jumpable. The bit that seems to be causing the problem is the combination. And to be fair, the 2 clears are the only 2 that have actually got through the combination without having at least one element of it down. So how the second half of the draw cope, where there are plenty now coming back with second rides, which I'm sure will be a little bit helpful to some of them. Triple bar down to this parallel. Now the combination, turn left. Oh, brilliant. Bruno, well done. He's had another fence though. Which one has it gone down? He's still on the 4. Was it that little plank off the front? Power jump at the last, but 4 it is as a score for Bruno Cavallero and Hubert B. So despite working out the 2-stride, 1-stride, he managed to shorten up in the middle. Oh, it was the combination that went down. It was the final part of the combination. It's only when you see it on replay. So still it's the combination causing the problems. Golly gosh. Bruno Cavallero. Bad luck. Ignacio Morin returns. Second ride. Here with Cortez. This has been a very strong ride. Was in good form here last week as well with Cortez in the 5-star. This is the Chaco Lee gelding. 11-year-old for the Argentinian. Ignacio Morin. He's not going to have to wait to the combination to know he has 4. How are they going to do? First part goes. Second part goes. Hard to see there if the third part stayed up or went down. Either way, it's sufficient fences down that Cortez is retired. This was the first part of the problem. It ended up quite a long way off. Oh, he caught that going up. Well, next up, Belgium. Second ride for Zoe Conter. Already seen her on Louis LN. Now she rides Dawa de Green Bay Z. 12-year-old stallion. Zoe, who, as I've said, she's one, her and her sister, she falls into this category of being part of this. I describe it as sort of a golden generation of young talent from Belgium that have come through the sort of juniors, young riders categories together, picking up, winning medal after medal in the Youth Europeans. And it includes the likes of these two sisters. It includes the likes of Gilles Thomas and many, many others as well that have all, shown to be such amazing young talents. Is that gone? Surely not. She certainly gave the first fence a nudge. No, there's no score. She was jumping this horse in the 5-star last week. I think stepped it up from the 2-star at the end of the last month. But she has got 4. Unfortunately, whatever happens over these next 3 fences isn't going to help her chances of the jump off, but there's an element of wanting to be able to succeed where others haven't. That was very clever bit of riding there. She just changed the angle, gave the horse a little bit of room left to right. Whether that was deliberate, but it certainly was what between the two of them they did to just open up the room in the final part of the combi. I'm really feeling for her now because she's obviously already picked up 4 penalties on this course, and then she's jumped the hardest part. But she did jump through the combi, and she's the only rider who isn't clear that has done that. Fence 5 did go down. So disappointment in that respect. But we'll report back to her sister, I'm sure, and see if they can help get one of the rides through. Still just 1 for the USA, 1 for Mexico, just the 2 clears at the moment in this Grand Prix here in Atomi in San Miguel del Onde. Now it's Mexico once more with Luis Alejandro Placiana. Second ride. Saw him earlier on Enzo. Now here with Aircraft 1, the 10-year-old mare by Arezzo VDL. Certainly again gave the first fence a little bit of a nudge. Sort of got this ride back to compete back in August. Had been with Antonia Mura, but that has gone. That is it. That is enough. 2 has got. It's 2 fences, isn't it? Hey, the score. Who knows that it's just not working today? And that score would have only gone up had he continued. So we move our attention now to this next combination for the Dominican Republic. This is Maria Gabriela Brugal Gasso. And she's riding the lovely J'adore Flamenco by J'aime Flamenco, a former ride of Billy Toomey. This 12-year-old now, 12-year-old gelding, was bred in Great Britain. They were third in the big class on the podium here. They've been last week on Sunday. 12 years of age, this horse now. That was a tough 150 track. What is she able to do here? Sorry, was it 150? It was last week, yeah. Riding this horse since she was competing in under 25s, started with it back in 2021. Here we go. In. No. Well, she's going to be joining a list of those that have left every other fence standing bar one part of the combination, and it's quite an illustrious list now. Maria Gabriela Bergogas there for the Dominican Republic, Rajada Flamenco. So, coming out of that combination with the 4. They're all going over to have a little look, and I really don't blame them. Arturo next up, Arturo Parada Vallejo. So back with Mexico here with Icarus CJS. Here we go with the 11-year-old Dutch bred by Quasimodo. Jumped to numerous Pan Am and regional championships over the years. Coming down to the big wide fence. Okay, so what can Arturo do here? It's his second trip into the arena. Is it going to help him? No. He has the front rail off the first part. Tremendous effort from Arturo. He gets a lot of applause and appreciation from the crowd to finish on just the 4, and goes into 5th place, which you have to start thinking about where those 4 penalty rounds are getting placed, because there's only 10 to go. We've only got 2 clears, and you know, Eduardo Sanchez Navarro at the moment sitting in 3rd. He'd be on the podium, Agardio. Despite the fact that he finished on a score of 4, if nothing changed, that's exactly where he would be. And then it would be Eduardo Pierre de Menef in 4th and Arturo there just going up into 5th with Icarus. But the 2 clears we know will have to work it out between them. Bliss Hears and Carlos Guerrero, 1 for the USA and 1 for Mexico. But there is still riders for Argentina, Brazil, Canada, of course Mexico, Belgium, and another returnee from the USA, because it is Bliss that goes again. She's managed to do it once with Friano Desmerck. She did at the time what no one else had managed, and since then only one other combination has managed, and that is jump this Grand Prix track clear. And she's one of only 3 of the 24 starters to have jumped the combination without picking up a fault. Well, here we go with her second ride, the 9-year-old Holstein stallion called Christian S. Cash. Goes through the same technique, goes over and has a little look. Use all that time that's available to her on the countdown. Means she's not in a rush. She's gone for exactly the same routine. And the way she's moved the horse, circled the horse, brought it to the fence. Such a shame. So 4 already, meaning that she knows she won't be able to negotiate her way through, but what she does know at the moment is that there's a lot of money on offer in this class, and if she can keep it to the 4, then she has a chance of finishing very much in the money with her other horse as well. Christian's S. Cash here. Can she repeat what she did with her first horse? Water tray back up into the final fence, still just holding on to the 4. She's jumped the combination again without a trouble, and again it is another 4. So she's certainly got the better of the combi, but it is the earlier fence that will have caused the problem. She did it again where she just literally, she's leaving just a fine feather's worth of space between hoof and pole that is making it work. So here we go now with Emily Conter, her second go on Trixie Z this time, the 10-year-old mare by Scuderia 1918 Tobago Z. This lovely little mare, she looks like her dad. She's got a real stamp of Tobago. Out of a Willem mare. Right, Trixie Z, what can you do? Right, off and running. Of course, the sister Zoe jumped the combination clear, but had another fence down. Took a little bit of pace out on the turn. Powered out. Oh, brilliant. Really clever. Really well ridden. Just that little subtle change in tempo on the approach. She needs to just be a little bit careful of the time allowed. She should be okay. She jumped the last, of course she's fine. We have a third clear round. Emily Conter and Trixie Z. So, she's having a great run. It really is, Emily. Well done. Great news for the class. Great news for her and for Belgium. And now the podium truly will be decided in the jump off, because there are 3 clears for the 3 podium positions, but there is still some wonderful combinations left to go, and certainly I don't think we've seen the favourite yet, not when you looked at the start list this morning anyway. The favourite rides for Canada, you can work it out or wait and see. Canin Perez Ninev, their rides for Mexico, and this is Felicita Courier, the 9-year-old mare by Melito Derev. 3 in a row coming now for Mexico. Of course, of these last 8, there's 3 for Mexico. There's also in here 3 for Argentina, alongside 1 for Brazil, and yes, that 1 from Canada. Back of the double, the GNP fence of our presenting sponsor. Just rode too hard at the middle of it all, and then Felice de Coquerie having another 2 down. She's keeping going though. She's on 16 at the moment. Now she's going to retire. Quite a lively little soul is Felici. Going to stay with Mexico though for the next in a moment. 3 clears so far: USA, Mexico, and Belgium. Bliss Years, Carlos Ancadero, and Emily Conter. Well, next up is David. No, yes, it's David. David's gone over and had a look at the combination. They do surprise me. David Garcia de la Garza here with Anastasia LS, the 12-year-old mare, Mexican-bred mare. This one by Carissa Ellis Lasila for David. So here we go. Didn't jump here last week. The horses jumped in Pubella last month and in Zapopan. In fact, these 2 had a win together in Pubella. 12-year-old mare. She won a couple of classes this year, including winning the 2-star Grand Prix here in February. Oh, they were a long way off that. Look, it's a narrow little parallel. Gets over the first part, doesn't get over the second part, but does jump the third part. It's that short distance in the two strides that's really caught them out here today. A little bit of confidence gone as well here. Just now turning back into the final fence for Mexico. Alejandro. Sorry, this is David Garcia de la Garza. Alejandro comes next. Total of 12. And still just one for Mexico through to the jump off, despite they do have one more chance to go. But it hasn't quite worked out their way here today. And again, that combination goes down. I don't think I've ever had to talk so much about one sort of fence. I've never quite seen it happen like this before. This is the turn now of Alejandro Mills. He's riding Bretzel du Marais. Another that had a good run here last week, was already pretty settled here this week. So the French bred gelding Bretzel du Marais for Mexico. This is the first of the final 6 to jump, but it's actually the last of Mexico's riders to go in this first round. He's got the twisty bit out of the way. Here we go. A, B, C. He's done it. Alejandro. So far, so good. Keep it going. 3 jumps left. Oh no. Oh. Delicate plank it is. It's not a fence that's really fallen that often here this afternoon, but it's a time penalty to add on as well. So either which way round, he was caught out with either one down, but he jumped the combi. I think it was just a, maybe I think where we've seen, like, remember when we were watching Emily jump it, you got to take a lot of pace out, it seems, before you jump in over the parallel, so you don't end up too far forward. And you've almost got to get in quite deep, so you land quite short. And give yourself as much room as is possible. But if you're not in the right place and not at the right pace, that middle part is just, well, we've seen what's happening. That poor member of the arena party has been kept awfully busy. So here we go, Bruno Passaro. Bruno now riding Abril Hope Girl, another that's had form on her side, this 11-year-old mare by Chester Z, bred in Argentina. She's out of a Voltaire mare. So far we're ticking all the boxes, coming around to this big triple bar. What What does he do? Bruno Pizarro's try. He's just been pulled in a little bit. It'll do well if he saves himself in the middle, but he didn't. You can see that. Perhaps a stride, 2 strides away from starting. They were still on the approach to the first part of the combination. Well done, Bruno. But it is still just a score of 4. But there's no shame in having a part of the combi down that so many others have done so. I mean, the 4 penalty scores have really stacked up now. I think there's about 9 of them. And Alejandro's in, there's probably 10. Right. There's still 2 more chances for Argentina to come. But I did say that the favourite on paper was from Canada, and she hadn't been yet. Now, never one to wanting to put too much pressure on anybody, but when the leading lady in the world rankings, the highest placed female in world show jumping at the moment, comes into the arena, that's one thing, and here she is. When the rider that has already won the 2 big classes over the past 2 days comes into the arena, that is also one thing, but here she is. When that rider won 2 classes last week, was on the podium in virtually every class, that's another thing, and here she is. What is she able to do today? Can she do the hat-trick? Good luck, Erin. You have been quite phenomenal. Whatever happens, here we go. Fave Duffwheat, the 9-year-old by Windows van Heck Kosterveld, otherwise known as Cornetta Blensky. Wow. Dave DeViet has got so much scope and power. It must be a pleasure to have that much trust when you know you've got the ability underneath you. But ability is one thing. She's still going to need to do everything correct to help this gelding through here. Big power jump in. Got over in the middle. Oh, so simple. Is it number 4? The hat-trick is still on. And the run continues with Erin Ballard. Federic is on to take Erin to 3 in 3 days. What form. She is certainly the queen of San Miguel de Londe so far over these 2 weeks. We may have seen the likes of Henrik van Uckerman win the Grand Prix in the 5-star. We may have seen the likes of Carlos Hank Guerrero winning the big class last week. But when it's come to pure consistency, class and winning ability, Erin has had it licked. She really has. So 4. She would be the last of the 4. Wow. Right. Please, can we have some more? Like a scene out of Oliver Twist, isn't it? Please, can we have some more? Just to add a little bit of spice to what is already built itself into something rather exciting. A little bit of Eduardo and H5 Alvaro, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? A little sprinkling of into the jump off Eduardo Pereira de Menez for Brazil. Good luck, 15-year-old. We have seen it many times before. Very capable, powerful jumper. A, B. Oh, C. They're working. It's almost as if they've suddenly worked out the answer to the question. It's like one of them sussed it. Now they've shared the answers down at the collecting ring. They can all come in and pass that part of the exam. Oh, thank you. We have a clear for Brazil with Eduardo Pereira de Menez at H5 Alvaro. It's suddenly become a famous five at the moment. 5 riders, 5 nations, with 2 riders left to go. In the opening round, Eduardo Pereira de Menez joins Aaron Ballard, Emily Conte, Carlos Sancarero and Bliss Hears in the jump-off of this GNP Grand Prix, the CSI 3-star. 2 to go, as I've said, both actually riding for Argentina. The first of which is Geronimo Gimenez and Pampero, the 14-year-old by Jaco Blue. So just the 2 to go, and then we get into that jump off. It'd be lovely as well if we could get 1 of, not 2 of these through. Although I'm a lot happier now we've got 5. I'm sure the course designer's happy he's got 5. But it's 5 really exciting combinations. You can sort of suddenly see the permutations of how that jump off could well go, but let's get to that once we know if there's 2 more to join in. Ooh, little deep, bit of power. Certainly didn't make it look anything like as big as it actually is, that out part. Ooh, got too deep. We've seen that happen before. It's the fence before it that comes as a surprise, because it's quite, as I said earlier, a narrow little fence, but it hasn't really fallen, if not at all fallen, until just now. Despite the combination causing so many issues, I think pretty much every fence on this course, maybe bar the triple bar, has fallen down at some point. 12 it is, 77.29, but 12 is the important part of that. So out of play for Geronimo Gimenez and Pampero, which leaves us just 1 more left to go. Will it be 5? Will it be 6? Either way, the jump off is set to be fast and furious. Augustin Lira as the last in this opening round of the GNP Grand Prix. This class that is a prize fund of over $80,000 in the kitty. As Kadar as the last in. There's the bell. We would all love another. Maybe they come towards the double. Well done. He is doing all he can to try and make sure he does get a place in this jump off. If he can just negotiate these fences 1 at a time. as you do. Down here is perhaps the biggest part. Oh, he's had a fence earlier. Ooh, and he's had the last part of the combi. So Augustin Lira is now on a score of 8. Finishing with a total of 8 as the last to get in the opening round, Augustin Lira and Kadar. So that's a wrap from round 1. Now we can build it all the way up to the jump off against the clock, where we will have a fabulous 5 come back and battle it out for a very big prize. $80,500 in the prize fund. Bliss Here's for the USA will be the first to go. Carlos Guerrero, then up for Mexico. Emily Conza for Belgium. Erin Ballard for Canada. And then the last in will be Eduardo Pierre de Meneth, who will at least know what he's got to do in terms of time. So, as the team go to work and get things set for that jump off, we'll take a little pause and come back in a few minutes' time.
Trampa. ¿Por qué? Cerraron la pista aquí. Ah, no manches. Sabíamos. Pues no. For your support. Okay, there we go. San Miguel, are you ready? All of you. Otomi. As loud as you can. Here we go. Shall we? The Grand Prix here in Italy. One more time, San Miguel, one more time. So let's all drink just one more tequila, and then we're going to say, very set to go. Okay. San Miguel, are you ready? We're going to see you go. All of you, San Miguel, Otomi, let's hear it! Go! I love you, San Miguel. I absolutely love you. We are set to go. The Grand Prix GNP Seguros, the jump-up of the three-star final. 5 combinations. Lucius, Carlos Alvarado, Intermission, Aaron Myers, and Eduardo Pereira de Menezes. You are an absolutely incredible force after you. So let's see from every single one of them. We count on our dear Otomi audience one more time for the Grand Prix GNP Seguros, for the jump off, for the ultimate sensation. Brazil, Canada, Belgium, Mexico, and the United States.
Y bien, me informan que se encuentra con nosotros el señor Laureano Brizuela. Yo soy fan de Laureano Brizuela. Gracias por su presencia, Laureano Brizuela, aquí con la familia Ecuestre.
And we are ready. The jumper of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros in the second week at the Otomi Show 2024. 5 contenders for victory. Lucius, Carlos Alvarado, Intermission.
Well, it comes down to this as we are set now for the CSI 3-star Grand Prix conclusion. Presented by GNP. 5 horses, 5 riders, 5 nations battling it out for one prize. And the bulk of an $80,000 prize fund. USA, Mexico, Belgium, Canada and Brazil. Each brings their own individual sort of flair and proposition to this. And the lady and the horse that delivered so spectacularly in the first round, when they were the first combination to get over the combination clear and then went on and jumped the rest of the course, was these two, Bliss Hears and Faniero de Merck, the 9-year-old that looks to have real spring in the step, very quick off the ground in front, really picks up behind, and it's an opportunity to really, I guess, test what's possible. She'll be aware the strength of the 4 combinations that will follow her, certainly on paper, are all stronger. If she decides to take the slightly conservative jumper clear approach, that might well pay dividends in terms of maybe getting her onto the podium. We will see. But is it the day where actually it's time to test what's possible? Bliss Hears goes first. Franiniero des Merck. Off we go. So we start over what was the first part of that combination. Turn on the rollback. Now we go for 3 up to the double 4A, 4B, in, out, and then it's a run to the edge of the arena at 5. Landing there in around 21 seconds. Long old run to a new fence here in the middle, the NRW, and then left-handed again, a very long run to the last. This line that brings you down to what is the first fence from round 1, the last fence in this jump off, big landing jump. 41.51, cleared it by a mile. Well done, Ferdinando des Merck. Clear round. It's my favourite graphic. Right, what a round that was. I mean, she did nothing wrong, and I'm pretty sure that 9-year-old just gave everything that was, look at that, available. I mean, that was a power jump. Well, the next up is Mexico's one challenge for the home fans to get behind. H5 Shack Attack. Carlos Encarero is in the saddle. He is the sort of star of world jumping for Mexico. Can he do anything to put this in play today? He was in the jump off for the Grand Prix in the 5-star last week. I think he was disadvantaged there because he had to go first. He is early in the draw again, but he did end up coming out on top in that big ranking class here on Sunday in the 5-star. Horses moving around, different ride today. H5 Shack Attack looks ready and raring. Time to beat 41.51. Bliss has done a brilliant job with Filiano des Merck to set the standard, but now they're on the attack. Very, very careful into the double for this 9-year-old. That suggests, though, that he is a little bit quicker at the minute. Not by much, but by a little. Chasing down 41.51. He's been eating up the ground as he goes from one side of the arena to the other. And look at this. Can he do it? It's going to be close. No. He did the time, but the fence has gone down. It was always going to be the risk. And Carlos Encarero, you heard the crowd groan once that fence had fallen. They were all willing him, hoping him, pushing, jumping with him. And then this happened. So, the USA still lead, but here's time-wise as well. I mean, it showed that she was reasonably quick. 41.51, Carlos's time. Yes, we know it was going to be quicker by a couple of seconds, but this has done a reasonably good job. No, she's done a very good job. I love this little bear. Really, Trixie Zed. And, of course, it's Emily Conter. Emily, who has had this tremendous sort of run of second places in some Grand Prix here in Mexico. She's knocking on the door to try and do something more, and that door is going to swing wide and open for her soon. Will it be today? This mare by Scuderia, 1918 Tobago Z, and as I said earlier, it's just got that little, it's got that stamp about it. So here we go, a chance perhaps. She'll know who's to follow her, but for the moment she can do no more than concentrate on her own round of jumping. That is what is integral in this sport. You can't control what others are doing. Just control what you can do. I suggest she's a little bit quicker, but not by much. Is it to be? We saw what happened to Carlos. Is it going to happen to Emily? No, it's not. She's jumped into the lead by nearly a second. Playing sensible as she came through the twists and turns of that course where she needed to. It was a calculated round, but a round that still had a calculation of speed. And what a performance for this young star. The consistency to which she brings to her riding is quite brilliant. But then there was this lady. Emily may well have just set a new standard, and as this lady said on the podium on Monday, 2 days ago when she was interviewed after her first win of the week, she comes in to win. She comes in to try to win. Some days it won't work, but if you always try, some days it will. She is currently the highest ranked female athlete in the world rankings at world rank number 20 on the Longines list. She is Erin Ballard for Canada, and she is about to attempt not only to win this Grand Prix, but if she was to do so, she would have won 3 in a row. On Thursday, she took the ranking class in the 3-star. She won the 3-star class in the winning round yesterday. Is she about to add a Grand Prix to that list? It has been magical to watch what happens next. Oh, look at the confidence to which she can ride. Surely she'll take a pull. No! Absolutely phenomenal with this 9-year-old. The trust and understanding between horse and rider. Oh, quite brilliant. Absolutely superb. She has made herself the queen of San Miguel de Ande over this show. Her performances and consistency over these 2 weeks have been something special to watch. But the speed to which she galloped across that arena, back to that fence in the middle, just for a moment, I think she thought, do I need to take a little check? And she didn't. She just kept going. But there is one more to go. Let's not say this is done when it isn't. Because there is the boy from Brazil, Eduardo Vieira de Menef, with H5 Elvaro, part of the tremendous team of H5. Of course, we've already seen Carlos with Shack Attack. This, a much more experienced horse, and certainly not lacking any experience in the saddle either with Eduardo. This is Brazil's chance. For the first time this week, as the Mission Impossible tune rings out, I perhaps think it is Mission Impossible, but sometimes the impossible is possible. And he is doing everything he can. He is throwing caution to the wind here. He does not want to let Erin off the hook. If it's possible, he's going to try. This is something special. Got a little bit thrown to the outside. What a competition this is in Atomi. Oh, but the last is gone. He made the same mistake. As we saw with Carlos, it happened to Eduardo. But as well, look at the clock. He was always going to be second. He was just a fraction down. But you have to say thank you, Eduardo, for giving it everything. Thank you, because that is what you need in sport. And that is what we got. Absolutely world-class show jumping from start to finish here in San Miguel de la Allende. What a brilliant three-star Grand Prix that was. Erin Ballard, though, 3 in a row, the three-star champion. I hope they've got some sort of crown. As I say, I feel like she's now the queen of San Miguel de la Allende. She has been absolutely imperious. Emily Conter, the consistency of this young lady from Belgium, if it hadn't been for the fact Erin's here, she might have won 2 already this week. But congratulations on Trixie Z. I mean, this young star. And once again, the ladies have clean sweep of the podium. Bliss Hears has done a tremendous job with 2 horses to get them both in the top 6, if you look, because of the 4 from the first round and being the fastest of them. So, full marks to her with Frenio des Merck. She's picked up 3rd with that double clear. As I said, Eduardo and Carlos as well. I mean, both complete stars who gave everything. They really did try and pushed as hard as they could. And as I say, we applaud them for that, because it's really given us something really special to enjoy. And let's remember, there's another day, more 3-star jumping tomorrow, more sport here tomorrow on the last day from Otomi here in San Miguel de Allende, before we all move on or fly home. But now we're going to just set things up, and we'll take a breather and be with you for the presentation of awards in a few moments' time.
emoción. Vamos a tomar este breve espacio para agradecer a una parte muy importante de nosotros, de la familia Ecuestre, a la Fajina de la Federación Ecuestre Mexicana. Muchas gracias, son la mejor Fajina. Y a la Fajina de Otomí, al personal de Otomí, que nos ayuda a tener la pista limpia, la pista perfecta para nuestros jinetes. Un aplauso para nuestra Fajina, Otomí y Federación Ecuestre Mexicana. Y bien, también un aplauso nos hizo vibrar con este recorrido. Uno de los mejores, Guillermo Nogueira. Gracias, Guillermo. Se me va, perdón. Guillermo Nogueira.
Guilherme Jorge, the course designer, and the amazing team around him here this week that have worked so tirelessly and exceptionally hard. Thank you for all their hard work. Absolute stars. You need a team like that, you really do. Here she comes. She knows the way to the top step of this podium. She's walked it now for the 3 days in a row. Erin Ballard leads them in as the winner of the GNP 3-Star Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prize giving of the Grand Prix GNP Seguros and what
And to give out the awards to these amazing superstars, and what we're going to go in reverse order. Mexico finishing in 5th, but he went for it early doors. He tried, he pushed, and that, as I say, is what made that jump off. You had Bliss, of course, putting a decent solid round in, but Carlos knew the likes of Erin was to come, so he absolutely tried. Unfortunately, had the fence down. Talk about try. What a try it was at the end. It was something else from Eduardo Piera de Menez and H5 Alvaro. Absolutely gave everything. He really had his heart in it. And you've got to ride like that, because if it works, you can win. I mean, full marks to Bliss today with the way her horse has gone. A really impressive horse for the USA there as well. Well done. She'll be on the podium.
In second position with a great ring set for Belgium, pour la Belgique, Emily Conter.
Emily Conter has done it again. She is taking her place on the podium, will step up into second place. The wins will come as well at some point soon. He's just having some carrots.
And ladies, gentlemen,
I really like that horse. She's a lovely mare, but what a horse, what a rider these two are. I mean, I'm going to run out of plaudits for the impressiveness that she has been able to show. It is quite something. There is a reason she is the highest ranked female in world show jumping at the moment on those Longines rankings, those world rankings at number 20. She has come here and shown us just what a class act she is. Not only herself, but the amazing horses to which she rides in partnership with. Her whole team around her have got to be working, and the horses have got to be working, and as a unit, for these sorts of results and days to just keep unfolding like they are. Huge congratulations again, Faith Dupuit and Erin Ballard. Podium time.
Beautiful third position for the United States, Karin Jodemek and Bliss Heers. In seconds for Belgium, Trixie Z and Emily Conter. But on top of the podium, the one, the only, Erin Bayard. Wow.
Well, we haven't had to change the graphic for the winner of this three-star competition now for 3 days. Erin Ballard and Canada has just stayed in there, and we've been able to keep the national anthem loaded up for, of course, once again, it is Canada. Canada, oh Canada. Erin Ballard, Fave Duffy. That trophy once more to be presented in a moment. Oh, we're doing the interview first.
We're going to have another chat today. I have some questions for all of you. Lady Podium, it's incredible, this Grand Prix. I mean,
Let's have a listen to Ben Meister, our arena PA, catching up with the riders.
We'd like to start with you, if I may. You know, the first round, top first round in the Grand Prix today.
First year in the initial round, the crowd here at San Miguel just went wild. Everyone behind you. What was going through your minds?
Fantastic. I love San Miguel. I love competing here. My horses love it here. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, thanks guys for the encouragement.
Thank you so much indeed. Emily, tenentandre. Emily, in second for Belgium. Emily, the Conter sisters have been incredible for these 2 weeks. Is there any point in the jump off where you're like, oh, maybe I could have won an extra second there?
Probably everywhere, but I mean, losing against Erin is, I feel good. Like she's so amazing. So.
And how do you look back at 2 weeks here in San Miguel de Allende?
Very happy with my horses and very happy to be here. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Emily Conter in second. And Erin, I honestly have no clue what to ask you. I have no clue. But Erin, I mean, we've talked about your team, we've talked about the show, but let's talk about your horse, Fave Duty, an amazing horse. I mean, jumping amazing these 2 weeks in San Miguel. What's been the role of Fave Duty in your career so far, in your story so far, and in the Grand Prix here today? Because, I mean, an amazing jumper, Fave Duty.
Well, I mostly feel lucky that he's not sold yet. I think that he's an exceptional horse. Alon believes in him straight away. We have done, I think, everything right for a 9-year-old. He had experience in Spruce Meadows in the Summer Series. He was my 3rd horse in the Masters, jumping 1.50 m. So you know when you come here after those experiences, he's really ready to win. Last week we didn't have luck on our side in the Sunday class at the fastest time with 1 down. But like I said yesterday, you can't stop trying because the win is going to come. So today he was the fastest double clear.
And is there maybe one last message that you'd like to say to the entire organization, our amazing Otomi crowd? One last message here during the Grand Prix today.
Thank you guys for cheering for me. 3 podiums in a row is pretty fantastic. And I'm flying home tomorrow to see Taylor Swift, so we're going to see a new winner up here tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Our lady podium today, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
learn something new every day. Erin Ballard's a Swiftie. There we go. And we'll see a new winner up there tomorrow, but she has managed to secure a hat-trick of wins here in Otomi. Congratulations. And as I said, between Emily and her sister Zoe, they've been solidly second. Between them, they've carved up second place on the podium over these past couple of days now. Emily's had 2, Zoe's had 1. So, yeah, it's, of course, the big one in terms of money. But tomorrow there's, what, $22,000 in the prize fund? So, another big jump-off class in the Classic as well. So, that to come tomorrow here in Otomi, and Bliss Hears will be part of that, I am sure.
All members of the presenting party stepping forward to congratulate an incredible...
It's a rather big trophy, but I said this last week, isn't it nice to see big, solid, proper trophies? They mean something. There's history connected to them, and outstanding. I mean, good luck holding it above your head. I mean, I know she's strong. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That is a trophy. I mean, you might have to pay for excess luggage though to get it back. Champagne to come. But what a cracking class that was. I mean, actually, in all fairness, that combination, I hate using the word bogey fence because I don't believe in them. But that combination today posed a challenge that was unique, and it really created drama because you had to be so gentle in the way you approached it, positioned for it, kept your balance through it, rode in and out of it. There's not going to be any champagne in the bottle to share in a minute, Aaron. Actually, it made part of the class, and the fact we got our 5 clears, I mean 5 of them jumping it. I think we had a couple of other riders jump it, but did have other fences down, but it was all part of the drama, all part of the story. And what a story we've been served here in San Miguel de Londe. Cheers, ladies. Thank you for giving us such spectacular sport. To you and your horses.
So our top 3 riders are going to take back their places on the horses. The beautiful partnerships of Erin Ballard and Faith Dautry, of Emily Coulthard and Trixie Zeta Blessiers and Farinho Demeter made this podium possible in the Grand Prix GNP.
Well, they'll head back to their horses because at the moment it'll be time for a lap of honour.
A los señores Daniel Riján, Eduardo León, Francisco Tello de Meneses, Sergio Nieto, Alejandro Dorica, a la señora Marilyn Meyer, a Lucy Campeche, al artista Rafael Piñón y a Julio Marín, que nos hicieron el favor de premiar este gran premio presentado por GNP Seguros. Al señor
Our thanks to GNP, the presenting partner of this CSI 3-star Grand Prix. Our thanks most of all to the horses that have starred, to the teams, the grooms behind them, but of course to the riders. Congratulations to your champion, Erin Ballard from Canada, with Faith Dautry, who has won ahead of Emily Conter, Trixie Z, Bliss Hears and Franjo Desmerck. Of course, more jumping, more action to come here tomorrow on the final day of these 2 weeks here in Otomi, and I am excited to be with you for that one. We've got both the amateur, junior, medium at tomorrow morning, and then we'll have that classic co as well, the final jump-off class. So all that to come. Make sure you're with us on the final day. But from the Grand Prix, I'll say farewell and catch up tomorrow. Well done again, Erin Ballard. 3 out of 3.
We have a new lead.
I once dreamed of a place like this. A place waiting for me to discover it, to find myself in it, where I can be free, where I can be me. A place where I can open myself to love, to falling in love. Where every door contains a universe of its own and an invitation to explore life, to live life. A place where possibilities become endless and inspiration is all around. Where art is shared through the senses and in all its forms. And every hand has a unique story to tell. A place in which every flavor is a journey and a chance to connect with where it all began. And through every doorway comes the possibility to experience the unexpected. A place where there's life underneath the stars. And dreams, well, dreams become life itself. I once dreamed of a place like this. With so much life, it has a heartbeat of its own. San Miguel de Allende, the heartbeat of Mexico.
Compadre, mejor lleva tu adrenalina a las alturas.
Juégale en Play Dui.
Bienvenido a la cima.
Donde juegan los mejores. Y como dice un buen amigo, apuéstale, mi rey. Play Dui. Entra a ganar.
Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Haz match con tu forma de vivir, con nuevas experiencias, con tu forma de divertirte. Nueva tarjeta de crédito Banorte One Up. Hace match con tu mundo. Descubre más en banorte.com/OneUp. Banorte, el banco fuerte de México.